Lawns are nice to look at and they provide a place for picnics and games. But lawns have their downsides. In fact, traditional lawns are one of the least sustainable parts of our urban landscape. Many people use fertilizers, pesticides and herbicides to help their lawns grow. These chemicals can harm birds and animals and pollute water. Lawns also consume a lot of water. In summer, lawns account for half of some of households' water consumption. In July and August, up to 12,000 litres a month of water may be used on your lawn. This is the same as 2,400 toilet flushes, or 180 showers, or 60 rain barrels. But you can keep your grass green with less water by using a few simple lawn care techniques. Martin Lubbers, the keeper of the Water Conservation Garden, explains.
We love our lawns. They're great to play on and sit on, good for soccer games. But really, sometimes we pamper them. They don't need all that water, herbicide, and pesticides. They only need about an inch of water a week, and usually the rain is sufficient. Some ways in which you can keep your lawn greener is to have a good amount of topsoil. It's recommended to have about a foot of good organic content topsoil to hold the water there. Next thing you want to do is you want to cut your lawn about 3 inches tall. A crew cut lawn is a stressed out lawn. So 3 inches tall, nice and shaggy, deeper roots is great. Next thing you want to do is leave these grass clippings right there. Why would you want to rake them up? They're going to biodegrade and self-fertilize. Also, if you chop up some clover, that's even better. Clover fixes nitrogen, adding even more nutrients to your lawn. And this way, you can have a green lawn, and all you have to do is mow it a little bit.
When planning your lawn, look into using drought-tolerant grass varieties such as fescue and other native short grasses. These grasses have deep roots that can draw more water from the soil, so you don't need to water them as often. You can also conserve water by not having a lawn at all. Instead, try planting some ground cover. It's attractive and, unlike a lawn, requires little maintenance.
Ground covers are a great alternative that you can have instead of your lawn that are a lot less resource hungry. For example, I'm kneeling here in some creeping woolly thyme. Now, this is a lovely little ground cover that has a nice minty smell to it. Also, you can walk on it a little bit. Not too much, but it can take some foot traffic. Whereas over here, we've got an armeria or sea thrift. Now this is going to get much bigger over the next couple of years. Both of these ground covers like to live in the hot, dry sun, and they don't like to be fertilized. So it's a very low maintenance plant. But there are some other ground covers you might also want to consider. For example, in the shade, hostas and sweet woodruff are great. And also in some sunny and shady locations, some Veronica speedwells are also quite nice to look at.
The Utilities Kingston Water Conservation Garden demonstrates various ways you can conserve water in your own garden. As with lawns, one technique is to use drought-tolerant or native plants. Natural rainfall is normally enough to keep them lush and colourful. You only have to water them if 12 rain-free days have passed, or if there's been less than an inch, or 2.5 centimetres, of precipitation. When it is necessary to water your lawn or garden, you should know that in summer, Kingston has a watering bylaw in effect. It allows odd-numbered houses to use a hose to water on odd-numbered days, and even-numbered houses to water on even-numbered days. Don't water on windy days, in the middle of the afternoon, or use sprinklers that spray into the air. These techniques lose water to evaporation. You can hand water or use water from your rain barrel at any time. Another way to conserve water in your garden is by using high-quality, low sand content soil.
You see that soil? It's high in organic content, meaning it's going to hold a lot of water. That's what your plants need to survive during a time of drought. Compost is an excellent source of organic content. Not only that, but it'll fertilize your plants.
You can create the kind of soil you want by mixing compost or humus into it. To prevent evaporation, Top it off with a 2 to 4 inch layer of mulch, but do it properly.
You gotta mulch right or don't mulch at all. This little plant here is not mulched right. Now what you want to do is you want to clear away the mulch from around the crown of the plant, exposing the soil. This is very important for some plants that don't like to be wet, which could cause them to rot and die. So once again, mulch right or don't mulch at all.
You can also conserve water through appropriate garden design.
So we've got the shorter plants in the front and the taller ones at the back. The front being the south and the back being the north. Now this is done because the sun shines from the south, making the shorter plants and then the taller and then the tallest plants shade each other. This reduces the evaporation. Not only that, but they're also planted close together so that the wind doesn't speed up that evaporation.
You don't necessarily need chemicals to deal with pests in your garden. In fact, most insects in your garden are beneficial. Bees, wasps, beetles, flies, spiders, and many others help keep unwanted pests in check. Use chemicals as a very last resort. Organic remedies to common garden problems are widely available. Check them out and keep your garden and Kingston's water supply healthy.